Tell me, how did the original idea of the film come? I mean, it's a very unique and extremely clever idea. How did that come to be?
Well, it wasn't like all at once because the internet didn't exist when we started making the film. Really, you know, I mean, it existed, but broadband didn't exist, and it wasn't a big player in your daily life at the time, nor mine. Josh Harris asked me if I was interested in documenting cultural history in 1999. I said, "What do you have in mind?" And he said, "Well, I can't tell you that. You'll have to come find out for yourself." And I was shooting a pilot for a series I was creating for VH1 about music's effect on people's lives at the time, called Sound Effects. And I was in New York shooting the pilot, so I thought, well, let me go down there and check out what he's got going on. And I went on the subway down to Broadway between Franklin and Leonard and met him there, and he was building a bunker. And he was just getting started, just got the space emptied out, and was getting ready to have all these different artists, do their thing. So there's an artist named Jeff Gompertz who created the Capsule Hotel, and an artist named Alex Arcadia who created the Neo-Fascistic Temple. And then there's artists who created an 80-foot-long dining room table, a guy named Owen Bush, and his partner Gabriella. And he had all these friends and artists that he knew through Pseudo.com, which was the first internet television network ever, and it was his idea to create a network much like a CBS or NBC, but for online. And so there were all these different channels, and through the 90s, you could, through like from the mid-90s on, you could go on to Pseudo.com and see what you wanted, except that you need to be super techie, because otherwise there was no real way to see Pseudo. It was like a postage stamp size, one frame a second sort of thing. We tell that whole story. We tell the story of the entrance of Josh Harris, who became the .com sort of godfather of Silicon Alley, .com Dom during the 90s, and how he did that, and then through his bunker, which actually became like it was a physical metaphor for the internet. I realized in 2006 and 7, my friends were posting their lives online on Facebook. I was like, aha, that's what this movie is, And I kept filming him all along because he's somebody who, instead of buying the 3 houses and the 3 cars and using his money in some kind of typical boring way, he actually was a catalyst and an atom and just exploding off other people and changing people's lives, for good or for bad. People could have died in the bunker. It didn't matter. He was just doing a lot. So he was already kind of worth documenting for that, but I didn't know what he was going to do next. And basically, after the bunker, he went and he rigged his loft with 32 motion-controlled surveillance cameras and 60 microphones and said, we're all going to live in public. Now broadband had arrived. Now it was 2000 to 2001. So the bunker was not connected to a T1 line. Nobody could see what was going on in the bunker. It's in the movie, and it'll be on the DVD. More of that will be on the DVD. But now him and his girlfriend are actually effectively living their lives online and live, and the chatters are commenting and controlling their relationship, and it basically broke up their relationship, and the .com crashed, and he loses all his money in public, and he ends up overloading on technology and becoming the ultimate guinea pig and sort of harbinger of what can possibly happen today with us, because he makes his most personal and intimate life public, and that's what people are doing every day now. And so watching the film is an interesting cautionary tale. It's also, hopefully highly entertaining, because you're watching this incredible character and all of his, all the people that come and surround him, and all the people who came into the bunker just to have their lives matter, just to be where it counted, just to be on camera, and the way that they react. It's incredibly telling about, it becomes the story of all of us by the end. I mean, it's incredibly telling of where we are now with the internet and where we're headed. So when Josh Harris says we're going to be stuck in virtual boxes or trapped in virtual boxes, and that is sort of a motif in the film, the reason why I felt that was absolutely vital to relay to people right now is because of the BlackBerry and the iPhone. You're not literally in a box, you're in a virtual box.
Yeah,
You're paying with your time, and you're online, and you're not out there, and you're not sitting talking like we are right now.
Exactly.
And now, who are your friends? They're your Facebook friends?
People you've never met.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, hey, I'm not saying get off Facebook. I'm on Facebook. You know, I think it's just be aware, be conscious of how you're using the technology.
What was it like? I mean, you just mentioned you filmed it in 99, 2000, before Facebook had really taken off.
There was no Facebook.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
there was no MySpace. MySpace was 2003.
So what is that like whenever you were so far ahead of your time, realizing the potential of what internet technology could do and would be?
I was more documenting it. I mean, I was just a filmmaker making Dig and making Join Us and, you know, making a lot of music videos and anything I could get my hands on. I mean, I was just processing the world much like Josh does through a camera. I mean, I spent my whole 20s on, you know, shooting. Basically, my right arm was a camera, and innovating ways to capture things like the bunker the best. You know, like if there's going to be 110 surveillance cameras, Ondi's going to run down to the store and get a multiplex, and spend whatever it costs to get all those cameras integrated into one system where I can monitor the entire space and use it not only for efficient documentation, but also you know, to know where the action is. So I can film 9 screens at once, or 4 screens at once, or 1 screen at once. So like just figuring out how to best capture life and its serendipity, and then how to retell a story, that's what I do. Josh Harris saw the internet early on, you know, and he's not one to articulate anything. Not because he doesn't, I mean verbally, not because he doesn't want to, but it's actually even a question whether he wants to. He kind of likes, even with me, to like just have me figure it out. I don't even know that he actually knows necessarily what he's doing at the time. But I do know that he grew up on technology. I mean, he grew up nurtured by electronic calories, as he would say. So he grew up raised by Gilligan's Island. Like they were his family, and being on the Carson show to him was, and to many people in our society, you know, being on a talk show, being a celebrity, being famous, that was what happiness, it was guaranteed happiness, adulation, and love, whatever you're missing. Certainly celebrities are happy, so you're right, and they're never alone. So, hey, maybe if we become famous, we can be like them too. It's something that, I mean, the desire not to be alone, I think, is something that occurs when we're born. As soon as the umbilical cord's cut, we're trying to get back in, but we ultimately learn through society that if we can get on the tube or on the internet or whatever, then we can feel better. We can feel less alone, and it can help fill that sort of deep black hole of like that we walk along going, I'm not really alone until we die, and then we are again, right? So if you wake up in the morning and somebody's dropped some nice posting on your wall, on your Facebook wall, well, that's a nice thing to wake up to. It kind of can cheer you up. It's cheered me up before, you know. It's a nice quick fix. It's just, you know, it would be impossible to say when we were making the bunker that this is what we were documenting. Impossible. And when it came to me in 2006, 2007, and I realized what this film was about, Josh didn't know. I remember calling him and being like, or you know, getting in touch with him and saying, "This is what the film's about," and him saying, "What? We should just put out the bunker film." You know, like cut about the bunker. I'm like, no. This is about all of us. This is about where we're going with life online. And you know.
The closing down of the bunker.
Yeah, FEMA.
Yes.
The bunker was closed down by FEMA as a millennial cult, and the SWAT team and the fire department.
But what?
They were a little bit concerned about the firing range.
Oh, okay.
And the fact that all these people were living underground in an illegal dwelling. There were about 13, what do you call it? Permit violations. 13 violations, as I recall.
But did that hinder your, I mean, that ever set you back or make you feel like you were set back?
Hell no.
That's okay. Good.
We won't go. No. No. That was awesome.
Yeah, no.
The bunker being shut down was fantastic. I needed to get out of there.
Hoping that audiences take away from it. Like, what's the
consciousness, awareness, thought, you know, a knowledge of the history of the internet to some extent, delivered in a very entertaining way with lots of good music, like Bowie and Nine Inch Nails. that kind of thing. I'm hoping that they take away a sense of what they're sharing of their own lives online and privacy and living in public.